struggling with trust, doubts, and how to move forward. I'm a 33 male, and I recently discovered my wife cheated on me a few months ago. I only found out because of a random conversation at a party. A guy who knew the guy she cheated with casually told me about it. He assumed I already knew and chose to turn a blind eye, but I didn't. When I confronted her, she admitted to it. She said it was a one-time thing, claimed it lasted just a few seconds, and that she stopped because she realized it wasn't the right thing to do. She says it happened months ago. But what does that matter? I'm embarrassed, humiliated, and I feel like an absolute fool. To make matters worse, some guys already know about this, and I'm sure word will spread in my immediate social circle soon. I hate the idea that people might be talking about me behind my back, like I'm some kind of cuck, or the guy who couldn't even see what was happening in his own marriage. What's tearing me up even more is that I don't even know if I can trust her version of the story. She insists it was just that one time and that she regrets it deeply. But I'm left wondering, is that the whole truth? Or is this just the tip of the iceberg? Before I knew about this, she would occasionally go out with her friends for drinks. I didn't think much of it at the time. I was usually staying late at work. But now I can't help but question everything. Were those nights really just harmless fun? Or was there more going on? Our marriage seemed great before this. We've had a strong connection, shared good times, and I genuinely thought we were happy. But now I feel like I'm living in a lie. This whole situation has planted a seed of doubt in my mind that I can't get rid of. I feel like I'm constantly second-guessing her, analyzing every little thing, and wondering what else I might not know. She says she's sorry and wants to rebuild my trust, but I don't know how to move forward. I don't think I can ever truly forgive her, or if I'll always have this nagging feeling in the back of my mind that there's more to the story. I feel betrayed on so many levels. I'm more hurt by the fact that I have to find out from someone else. It's hard to believe her when she didn't even come clean on her own. How do I stop feeling like a fool every time I think about the fact that other people knew before I did? Update. If filing for the divorce felt like ripping off a Band-Aid, the asset division and co-parenting discussions feel more like a slow bleed. To make things worse, my soon-to-be ex-wife continues to take zero accountability for her actions. She spun this narrative where it's somehow my fault for giving up too easily or not trying to work through things. She even had the audacity to mention that had I just waited a few more months, she and the other guy, don't know which one, were planning to separate from their spouses properly and take their time before making anything official. Like that would have made any of this okay. It's infuriating. She could have chosen to leave with some shred of dignity, taken time to figure herself out, and spared me and our kids from this mess. But no, instead, she decided to blow up two families. And yet, she's still playing the victim. The hardest part right now is keeping my cool. Every time we discuss splitting assets or co-parenting logistics, she complains nonstop. I want to fire back with something like, well, maybe this wouldn't be happening if you'd kept your legs closed. But I know that'll only escalate things and make an already tense situation worse. For the sake of my kids, I'm trying to stay as calm and composed as possible. My focus is creating a stable environment for them, even if she's doing her best to rewrite history and deflect blame. I'm also aiming for majority custody since I'm the stable parent here with a house and a job. I'm also in therapy, and my therapist has helped me reframe these interactions. Every time I resist the urge to lash out, I'm choosing to prioritize my kids' well-being over my own anger. That thought helps me bite my tongue when the frustration feels unbearable. I've set clear boundaries with her and made it clear that our conversations should focus on practical matters, nothing else. She tries to veer off into emotional manipulation or guilt tripping, but I shut it down immediately. I feel helpless sometimes, like I'm going above and beyond to keep things civil while she does whatever she pleases. It's exhausting, and it terrifies me to think she might always be like this, deflecting responsibility, refusing to see how her actions affect others. But I'm holding on to hope that as time goes on, I can create a peaceful co-parenting relationship for the kids, even if I have to shoulder the lion's share of the effort. To anyone going through something similar, here's what's helped me so far. 1. Document everything. Whether it's financial details or co-parenting discussions, keep a record. It protects you if things go sour. 2. Set boundaries. You're not obligated to listen to their excuses or emotional manipulation anymore. Stick to practical matters. You no longer have to play the role of being the emotional crutch. The AP can do that. 3. Therapy. Seriously, it's been my lifeline. It's helped me keep my cool and focus on what really matters. I still have moments where the anger and hurt bubble up, but I'm learning to redirect that energy into building a new life for myself and my kids. They deserve stability, and I deserve peace, one day at a time. Story 2. Confused and feel betrayed all over again. 41 female was in a LDR with a 50 male who was married. This affair lasted for 6 years that he ended it this year. During this period, we were on and off. At first, I fell hard for him and was crazy about him. As years went by, he became an ass. I took revenge on him and tried to tell his family that he was cheating on their mom with me and with other women he picked up online. He found out and we got back together, probably to take revenge on me. After it ended this time, I wasn't going to try to get back with him and knew he was cheating on me as well as on his wife, but never was certain. There was a benefit of the doubt always. I was moving on in my life and trying hard not to think about him. I'd be lying if I said I didn't have feelings for him, because I still do, but I'll never act on them. What's in my heart will remain there. I was chatting with some guy and he asked for my email, so I gave him an email that I've not used in years. As I downloaded my email, I found my ex sending an invitation to a chatting website that I knew he was a member of, but didn't think he was active on it. I made an account and started answering questions that he has answered to see compatibility between us. For out, he was on this site looking for sex and hawing in a non-monogamous relationship multiple partners, which felt like I was being stabbed in the gut for the 100th time from him. He was seeking a woman from the age 30 to 40, and it showed me he's hooking up with women, God knows from how many sites. Last time he was with me, he infected me with an STD that he had the audacity to say that I gave to him, and I believed him only to realize he was lying. Cheating ass. My question is, I feel sorry for the poor woman he's married to. Do I tell her what her husband's doing? Or do I just mind my own business? If I was her, I would want to know if my significant other is cheating on me or not. He doesn't use protection and she can easily get infected by other STDs. He's going through midlife crisis. He feels he's getting old and wants to feel young by sleeping around to feel desired. I just want advice on how to deal with this situation. Edit. Listen, I'm not saying it was right. I already paid for my dues severely, trust me. But he's not stopping what he's doing. He's continuing in his selfish and foolish deeds. That's why I'm asking for an advice. Do I tell her or not? It's simple, not out of revenge. I have to admit I'm feeling sick to my stomach that I let him even touch me after being like a trash can with every woman online, and I'll never put myself again in such a position, nor would I let him lie a finger on me, but I needed an honest opinion. Edit 2. Anyways, I wouldn't do that. Not that I can't. I can, but it's too much hassle and it's not worth it. I want peace. Plus, I don't want to ruin his marriage. He'll screw up on his own eventually. It's karma, but for me, it's really not worth it at all. This is a really tough spot to be in, but I think the key question to ask yourself is, what's your motivation for wanting to tell his wife? Is it out of genuine concern for her well-being, or are there lingering feelings of anger, revenge, or betrayal tied up in this? If it's the former, then yes, his wife deserves to know the truth, especially since his actions are putting her health at risk. No one deserves to be in the dark about something that could seriously impact their life, emotionally and physically. If you decide to tell her, try to approach it in a way that's as calm, factual, and anonymous as possible. This isn't about stirring drama, but about giving her the information she needs to make decisions for her own life. That said, if you feel like this is more about closure or payback for how he treated you, I'd urge you to pause and reflect. Involving yourself further with him, even indirectly, could drag you back into his toxicity and derail the progress you're making to move on. You've already been through so much with this guy. He's lied, cheated, infected you with an STD, and clearly has no regard for anyone but himself. Don't let him keep taking up space in your head or heart. Focus on your own healing and future. If you choose not to tell her, that's okay too. His actions will catch up to him eventually. People like him don't get away with this forever. Either way, whatever decision you make, prioritize your own peace. You've been through enough. Stay strong. Now some comments. So you knew this guy was married and had an affair with him, and because he ended things with you, you want to tell his wife for revenge. Awesome. What do you need our advice for? To confirm that you're morally right now? Anything you do now will be deemed as revenge. You didn't grow a conscience in the 6 years you were with him. You didn't leave him. He left you. And now all of a sudden, you have a conscience and want to worry about his selfish and foolish deeds? You see how this isn't coming across as a need to repent for your sins, but rather as a he left me, so now I'll punish him? Leave it alone. Seriously, go about your life. Block him and stop trying to figure out what's going on in his life. And that is an honest opinion.